The road to WrestleMania 38 runs through Saudi Arabia as WWE hosts 2022 Elimination Chamber. Roman Reigns defends his Universal Championship against WWE Hall of Famer Goldberg, a match 2 years in the making. WWE Raw Women's Champion defends her Raw Women's title against WWE Hall of Famer Lita in a dream match. Ronda Rousey prepares for her WrestleMania showdown against Charlotte Flair by teaming up with Naomi to take on Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville. 6 women will compete in the Raw Women's Elimination Chamber to earn a spot to challenge the Raw Women's Champion at WrestleMania. And 6 superstars will compete in the Elimination Chamber for the WWE Championship and a chance to headline WrestleMania as Bobby Lashley defends his WWE Championship against Brock Lesnar, Austin Theory, AJ Styles, Seth Rollins, and Matt Riddle inside the Elimination Chamber.
And now, WWE presents Elimination Chamber.
They said the world does not belong to you. You are not the king. I am not the fool. They said the world does not belong to you. It don't belong to you. It belongs to me.
Hello, WWE wrestling fans. Welcome to the 2022 WWE Elimination Chamber pre-show. I'm your host, WWE fanboy Alex Cardinale. Thank you for joining me as I preview WWE Elimination Chamber 2022. Unfortunately, my co-host, Michael Petty, cannot be here tonight, but he is looking forward to WWE Elimination Chamber, and he will be watching it just like you and I will be watching and enjoying WWE Elimination Chamber tomorrow afternoon at 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on the WWE Network on Peacock in the United States and a WWE Network elsewhere. So this year, for the first time ever, Elimination Chamber is going to be airing on a Saturday afternoon, and for the first time ever, it will be airing in Saudi Arabia. Now, WWE goes all out for Saudi Arabia pay-per-views, and this year's Elimination Chamber is no different. It's the final stop on the road to WrestleMania 38, and it runs through Saudi Arabia at the 2022 Elimination Chamber. There's a couple of dream matches at this year's Elimination Chamber. Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch defends her Raw Women's title against WWE Hall of Famer Lita. A match that's 2 years in the making. Universal Champion Roman Reigns defends his title against WWE Hall of Famer Goldberg. Ronda Rousey prepares for her WrestleMania main event match against Charlotte Flair by teaming up with Naomi to take on Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville. And we got 2 Elimination Chamber matches. We've got the Raw Women's Championship #1 contender Elimination Chamber, where the winner will go on to face the Raw Women's Champion at WrestleMania. And then we've got Bobby Lashley defending his WWE Championship inside the Elimination Chamber against Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins, Matt Riddle, Austin Theory, and I think that's all the superstars. So Elimination Chamber 2022 is shaping up to be an awesome pay-per-view, and it takes place tomorrow afternoon, 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. So on the 2022 Elimination Chamber pre-show, I'm going to preview and discuss everything you need to know about Elimination Chamber. I'm going to make my predictions, and then I'm going to talk about the latest news and rumors coming out of the WWE right now. So let's go ahead and get started. So, WWE fans, what are your predictions for the 2022 edition of Elimination Chamber? Post your predictions in the comments or tweet them using hashtag WWE Elimination Chamber 2022 predictions, WWE Fanboy A.C., or you could do hashtag Elimination Chamber 22 predictions for A.C. I can't wait to react to your predictions, and we'll see how many of our predictions we get right. So, since Elimination Chamber is in Saudi Arabia, this year WWE is going all out for Elimination Chamber. There are 8 awesome matches promoted for this year's Elimination Chamber that takes place tomorrow afternoon. Here is the WWE Elimination Chamber 2022 match card. The first match is a matchup between Rey Mysterio and The Miz. Rey Mysterio and The Miz will go one-on-one in a singles match. I'm interested to see how Mysterio and The Miz will compete in a match together. Up next, we've got Drew McIntyre taking on Madcap Moss. It looks like Drew McIntyre is going to have a feud with Happy Corbin heading into WrestleMania. The SmackDown Tag Team titles are on the line as the Usos defend the SmackDown Tag titles against the Viking Raiders. Ronda Rousey teams with Naomi to take on the team of the SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville. Rousey and Flair get ready for a WrestleMania main event with the SmackDown Women's title on the line. But first, Rousey must team with Naomi to take on the team of Flair and Deville. Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch defends her Raw Women's title against WWE Hall of Famer Lita in a dream match. Another dream match pits Universal Champion Roman Reigns against WWE Hall of Famer Goldberg. This match was supposed to happen 2 years ago at WrestleMania 36, but COVID struck, putting an end to this match. But now it'll happen this year at Elimination Chamber in Saudi Arabia. We've got the Women's Elimination Chamber match, and the winner faces the Raw Women's Champion at WrestleMania. Stepping in the Elimination Chamber is Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, Bianca Belair, Doudrop, Liv Morgan, and Nikki A.S.H. And the final match, which should be the main event, is for the WWE Championship, and it's the WWE Championship Elimination Chamber match. Bobby Lashley defends his WWE Championship against the Beast, Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins, Matt Riddle, AJ Styles, and Austin Theory. So that is the match card for the 2022 Elimination Chamber. A pretty stacked Elimination Chamber card. So they've got a great card. Let's hope it's a great pay-per-view heading into WrestleMania, considering it is the final pay-per-view before the biggest show of the year. So let's talk about how the WWE Elimination Chamber 2022 match order should go. In what order should the matches go? Well, here is my opinion. The first match of the evening should be the Raw Women's Championship #1 contender Elimination Chamber match. Start the afternoon with a high-paced, back-and-forth Women's Elimination Chamber match. The next match should be between Rey Mysterio and Seth Rollins. Then you can follow that up with Drew McIntyre and Madcap Moss. Then you can do Lita and Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship. Following that, you could do the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match. Following the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match, you can do Ronda Rousey and Naomi taking on Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville. Then you could do Roman Reigns versus Goldberg, considering that's almost like a main event for WrestleMania. And the last match of the night should be the WWE Championship Elimination Chamber match. So that's right, the main event should be for the WWE title, and it should be the WWE Elimination Chamber match for the WWE Championship. So that is how I would book the match order to go. You start the Elimination Chamber with the Women's Elimination Chamber, and you end the night with the Men's WWE Championship Elimination Chamber, shaping up WrestleMania. And I do think the finish of the WWE Championship Elimination Chamber is going to play a huge factor in WrestleMania 38 Night 2 main event between Roman Reigns and Royal Rumble winner Brock Lesnar. All right, now the fun part of today's episode. I'm going to get to my WWE Elimination Chamber 2022 predictions. Some of these matches are a little bit hard to call, considering that Goldberg and Lita might be only here for one match. I don't know how long the Rey Mysterio and Miz feud is going to go for, and I don't know how long some of the other feuds are going to go for. But here are my predictions for WWE Elimination Chamber 2022. I predict Rey Mysterio will beat The Miz. I predict Madcap Moss will defeat Drew McIntyre by some underhanded tactic leading to McIntyre versus Corbin at WrestleMania. I predict the Viking Raiders will defeat the Usos, ending the Usos' reign as SmackDown Tag Team Champions. I think somehow Ronda Rousey and Naomi will get the victory in their tag team match. However, in some form or fashion, Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville are going to be booked strong, and they may attack the winners after the match to set up their WrestleMania story. I think, unfortunately, Becky Lynch is going to defeat Lita and walk out of the Elimination Chamber as the Raw Women's Champion. I got to go with Roman Reigns retaining his Universal Championship. There's no way I see Goldberg walking out of the Elimination Chamber as the Universal Champion unless Vince changes his mind and he wants the main event of WrestleMania 38 Night 2 to be a triple threat match between Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, and Roman Reigns. I don't see that happening, so I see Roman Reigns defeating the icon Goldberg. And the Women's Elimination Chamber match, I'm going to say Bianca Belair is my favorite to win that match. And if it's not Bianca Belair, it's Alexa Bliss. So I'm going to pick Bianca Belair and Alexa Bliss to be one of the Elimination Chamber winners. As far as the men's WWE Championship Elimination Chamber match goes, I got to go with the Beast Incarnate, the 2022 Royal Rumble match winner. Brock Lesnar is going to walk out of the Elimination Chamber as the WWE Champion. Thus, that will mean that the main event for WrestleMania will be champion versus champion and title for title. And I think it's going to be Universal Champion Roman Reigns defending his Universal Championship against WWE Champion Brock Lesnar, and the winner will be a double champion at WrestleMania. So I got to go with Brock Lesnar winning the main event and the WWE Championship Elimination Chamber match. Now, I could see possibly the Usos hiding in the Elimination Chamber and costing Brock Lesnar. And if that happens, then I think the winner will either be Matt Riddle or Seth Rollins. The reason I say Matt Riddle is Riddle will win the WWE Championship. Randy Orton will turn on him. And then we'll have Riddle versus Orton for the title at Mania. Or it could be Rollins versus Lashley at Mania for the title with Rollins turning face. Or it could be Lesnar and Reigns title for title. So I'm going to have 3 winners that I'm going to pick for the Elimination Chamber match for the WWE title. I'm going to go with Brock Lesnar, and my 2 wild cards, Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins. So the only way Rollins or Riddle wins is if the Usos hide in the Elimination Chamber like Shawn Michaels did in 2010. But I think Lesnar's walking out the winner of the 2022 Elimination Chamber. So those are my predictions for WWE Elimination Chamber 2022. What are your predictions for WWE Elimination Chamber 2022? Post them in the comments right now or tweet your predictions using hashtag WWE Elimination Chamber 2022 predictions, WWE Fanboy A.C.E. All right. What matches am I most looking forward to for the WWE Elimination Chamber 2022 pre-show? The answer is simple. The 3 matches I care about and the 3 matches that I'm looking forward to are the WWE Raw Women's Championship match between Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch and Lita. I'm interested to see if Lita has anything left in the tank for a singles match. I want to see how Lita does in her first singles match in many years. I'm also interested in Roman Reigns versus Goldberg. I want to see how this dream match lives up to the hype and if Goldberg and Reigns can put on a good match. And then lastly, the match I'm looking forward to is the main event for the WWE title in the Elimination Chamber. I want to see how many people Brock Lesnar eliminates and if Vince McMahon books Brock Lesnar similar to Shayna Baszler a couple years ago, where Lesnar eliminates all 5 superstars. I think that would be a very interesting Elimination Chamber moment. So those are the matches that I'm looking forward to at the 2022 Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Now, do I think WWE Elimination Chamber 2022 will affect WrestleMania 38 in Dallas, Texas? Yes, I think it will. Elimination Chamber is the final stop on the road to WrestleMania 38 in Dallas, Texas. So I think Elimination Chamber will see the crowning of a new WWE champion, and I think Brock Lesnar is going to head to WrestleMania 38 as the WWE champion to take on Universal Champion Universal Champion Roman Reigns. I think it's going to be Reigns versus Lesnar, title for title at WrestleMania. And we're going to see who will walk out of WrestleMania as a double champion. So, yes, I do think we are going to have some effects heading into WrestleMania after the Elimination Chamber. Like I said, Lesnar is going to walk into WrestleMania as the WWE champion. Drew McIntyre is probably going to have some steam after being cost a win against Madcap Moss, probably from some interference from Happy Corbin. we'll see what happens in the Ronda Rousey match and Naomi match, etc. So, yes, I do think. Sorry about that. Big mouth in the background. All right, so that is how I think Elimination Chamber is going to affect WrestleMania 38 in Dallas, Texas. All right, the last topic I have for tonight's video is going to be on the WWE News and Rumors heading into WWE Elimination Chamber tomorrow afternoon at 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. One of the WWE news is that the legendary Undertaker is being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. That's right, the Undertaker is being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2022 on Friday, April 1st. It is only fitting that the Undertaker is being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. The next news and rumors is that Stone Cold Steve Austin is being rumored to have a match at WrestleMania 38. Everything in Texas is bigger, and WWE is trying to go bigger for WrestleMania in Dallas, Texas. And it's rumored that Stone Cold Steve Austin may have a match at WrestleMania against Kevin Owens in Texas. That will be incredible. Only time will tell if that match happens, but we shall see. And the last rumor for WWE Elimination Chamber is that Cody Rhodes may be returning to WWE. That's right, Cody Rhodes may be making his return to WWE. And his return may be quicker than expected. He may return at WWE Elimination Chamber, or he can return at the Raw or SmackDown after Elimination Chamber. So those are the news and rumors heading into Elimination Chamber. And I got to tell you, as a fan, I'm looking forward to Elimination Chamber. I know you guys are looking forward to Elimination Chamber as well. I guarantee you, I think I know that Lesnar's walking out of the Elimination Chamber as WWE Champion. And I so welcome that because Brock Lesnar is a face, and I think he's a great, good guy. All right, that is everything for today's video. I hope you enjoyed today's video. And don't forget to watch WWE Elimination Chamber tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on Peacock in the United States of America and WWE Network elsewhere. So watch WWE Elimination Chamber tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on Peacock in the USA and WWE Network elsewhere. And don't miss the WWE Elimination Chamber recap live this Sunday, February 20th at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, right here on my YouTube channel. With that, enjoy Elimination Chamber tomorrow afternoon, 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, and I'll see you on Sunday for the Elimination Chamber recap. Enjoy the pay-per-view, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that like button, and don't forget to post your predictions in the comments.